Have you ever pondered about Western thought itself, where it comes from? Curious, isn't it? Well, you can attribute it to the way we learned to think during the Enlightenment, and one of the foremost Enlightenment thinkers was Jean-Jacques Rousseau. I'm Tyler Will, and this is Jean-Jacques Rousseau.
What would it be like to be a philosopher with enduring thoughts, a renowned author, a mildly successful composer, and God's gift to women all in one? Just as Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Born on June 28, 1712, in Geneva, Switzerland, Rousseau is one of the most established Enlightenment thinkers. First, we have some quick points to make about his life. Rousseau's religious beliefs fell in the middle of three different religions: Calvinism, Catholicism, and Deism. The thinker lived in Geneva for most of his life and France for most of the rest, making a living by becoming something a little bit more than friends with upper-class women and then using their money to survive. But enough about his life. Now to the more important analysis of Rousseau's thoughts. Rousseau believed that human beings were good in the state of nature, but were corrupted by society. Plenty of his beliefs concern natural inequality in society, which Rousseau detailed in his book On the Origins of Inequality. It's actually a pretty weird book, analyzing 5 stages of man from just above orangutans to the kind of life monarchs were living. He argued that society's advancement is actually detrimental to people's well-being. Many of his advancements also came in political thought. Rousseau's political thoughts were described in The Social Contract, which you saw me looking at in the introduction. His beliefs can be summarized by saying that people should make the laws according to the general will of the common person, and that the government's job is to implement and enforce this general will. He believed that direct democracy was the only valid form of government. Yet another sphere of life Rousseau contributed to is and was education. Rousseau proposed a very specific way of educating every child using a private tutor and working in educational stages, which would later become grades and separate elementary school from high school. Many of Rousseau's effects on modern society come indirectly, through other people. There are several parallels between the thought of the subsequent thinker Immanuel Kant and Rousseau, as well as some parallels between political scientist Karl Marx and Rousseau, minus the whole communist democratic thing. More inspirations from Rousseau take form in the general welfare described by the U.S. Constitution, which has a parallel in the general will that was a motif in Rousseau's beliefs. The birthright inequality that Rousseau resented so much is addressed in the Declaration of Independence, where it specifically states that all men are created equal. Though democracy cannot be pinned down to any single thinker, Rousseau was one of many strong proponents for government from the will of the people. In short, it was Rousseau's thinking ahead of the day on topics such as education and government that result in Rousseau's impact on society. As one source puts it, it is hard to overestimate Rousseau's hidden influence. The Genevan philosopher does not have his name written in the history books without due reason. His ideas were some of the best of his time and still remain a force in our lives today.